Hello and welcome. Today's reading is for Sagittarius for January 2023. Welcome Sagittarius. I have pre-shuffled the cards, but I will shuffle them again for you. I'm an intuitive reader and I read in real time. I use a 10 card spread, 5 along the top row, 5 along the bottom row. I talk about those cards, then overlay them with a second deck. I talk about those cards as well, and then I pull the reading together towards the end. The flowers on the table are from my garden. I hope you enjoy them. They've just been freshly picked. And the crystals have all been in the salt bath, so they're all nice and clean. I've put some healing energy into this crystal, so any of you who are sick or feeling unwell, you can focus on that crystal for a little while. Okay, I think we can start the reading. On the top row, we've got the 3 of Wands in reverse, 8 of Swords upright, the World in reverse, 7 of Wands upright, and the Hermit. On the bottom row, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Wands in reverse, 6 of Pentacles in reverse, 4 of Pentacles upright, and the Fool upright. I'll show you the bottom of the deck. Oh wow, 10 of Cups, beautiful, beautiful energy. I'll put that to side. Okay, so the 3 of Wands, it's in reverse, so perhaps moving on from something. I'm getting a distinct feeling of leaving something behind and moving forward. Looking for greener pastures, and this can even mean travelling overseas. Seeking a new job, seeking new opportunities. 8 of Swords, feeling trapped in your mind, having fears or worries or anxiety. Feeling restricted somehow. Maybe you have obligations, responsibilities that you can't move from, and that leaves you feeling a little bit constricted. You've got the World in reverse. So the World is a completion of a cycle. It can mean a birth, but I'm not feeling that in this instance. It feels very much like the completion of a cycle. So something is coming to an end very soon, and it's actually a nice card. It's in reverse, so there may be a little bit of a delay. We'll talk about that a little bit more. We've got the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is standing your ground, fighting for what you believe in, your principles, your sense of what's right, the things that are important to you, defending your territory, all of those things. And the Hermit is about going within and reflecting and trying to find illumination to what's really important to you, where you'd like to go, what you'd like to do, how you'd like to live your life. I've got the Wheel of Fortune right at the beginning of the reading. The Wheel of Fortune is a positive card, so it's giving you some indication that you will be moving forward very soon. While I'm here, this is the recent past, the present and the near future. So we're talking for January. So it looks like in January you're moving on, which actually is lovely. Anything is possible with this card on the table, so that's a good feeling. And you've got the closing cycle here of the World, so it's telling me that a cycle is closing and then you're moving on. Now the bottom row tends to add some weight to the top row. 2 of Wands, again looking beyond your horizons, seeing what's out there in the world. It can be dreaming, it's in reverse, so perhaps this is not quite the time. It looks like you are a little bit stuck here, but thinking about what's out there for you, what comes next. Six of Pentacles, trying to balance your finances, having sufficient money to pay all your bills, to have a little bit left over, perhaps save for a holiday, perhaps make a donation, perhaps it's a saving plan for you. It's in reverse, so maybe it's not going as well as you'd hoped. It does look to me like you have some concerns about your stability and your security and your finances. This is the home interest, finances, money, investments, property, cars, all of those things that make you feel secure in the world, your earthly matters, so to speak. So it looks like you have got some concerns about that, or you're worrying about it, or you're thinking about it. Okay, you've got the Fool again, so this is interesting. This is a carefree attitude. This is feeling free, relaxed, happy, stepping out into the world on a whole new journey. It's a beautiful journey if you get to take it, and it does look like you're going to take it because the Wheel of Fortune is turning here and there's a closing cycle here. So it does look to me that you may have a little bit of a time where you stop and have a little bit of a think about what it is you really want. Do you want a spiritual journey? Do you want to chase the finances around the world? Do you want to travel? Do you want to have a family? These are all the things that you need to think about, and I suggest that you do actually take that time and pause a little while and make sure you get it right. Okay, because this is a beautiful journey. You can see he's travelling very lightly. He's not carrying a ton of baggage with him. So this will be a beautiful start of a new journey. Okay, I'll now overlay them with another deck of cards. As you can see here, over here, which is sort of the general overall feeling of happy times with family. So it's a beautiful energy. That gives me a little bit more of an insight as to what's going on here. It does look like quite a nice spread though. I'd be happy with the Wheel of Fortune, the World and the Fool. That's it's always nice to keep moving. Nobody wants to be stagnant for ages and ages and ages, and the Hermit has a little bit of a stagnant energy, even this one, and these ones can feel a little bit stagnant as well. So it does look like there's going to be some movement for you soon, which is lovely, Sagittarius, because I also don't like standing still for too long. So it does look like you want to broaden your horizons. At the moment you look like you're a little bit stuck, but that's going to change very soon. So by January I think things will start to change a little bit, which is great. You may have to defend yourself again. I'm not quite sure who you have to defend yourself against. Maybe there'll be some criticism of some sort about what you want to do, but I won't worry about that. There's no sign of criticism on the table at this stage, so we'll have a look what comes out. Maybe in the next layer they might give us more insight. Okay, let's clarify these for Sagittarius. On the first one, we've got the Sun in reverse. Beautiful. Beautiful. Even in reverse, this is a lovely energy. So that's about success, achieving success. It's very nice with these. It's got this beautiful circular energy. You can see here on the deck we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the World, and the Sun. They're all circular. They're all moving energies. A lovely energy. So that's really good. So it's got a young child in it, so it is possible that it's associated with the birth of a child, but that's only in some situations. There's no other indication on the table at this stage other than that card as to a birth of a child. But happy families perhaps. So they're 1, 2, 3 if you are having a child. But otherwise that is just full of golden energy, which is lovely. Let's clarify the 8 of Swords, please. Oops, there we go. We've got 2, we'll take 2. Okay, we have the Prince of Cups. Lovely. Oh, wow, look at this. And the 2 of Cups. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Well, that's love. That's love. That's beautiful. I better hold those up to you again. That's really nice. So, look at that. That's pretty special. And that looks like it's going to come in pretty quickly. There's a waterfall down behind this Prince of Cups. He's riding the horse, but the waterfall implies water moving very quickly. So it does look like there's a new romance coming towards you. I hope so. That's lovely. Let's clarify the world, please, in reverse. Okay, Three of Cups, celebrations in reverse. We'll keep moving because I'm not exactly sure what that means in that situation. We'll keep moving. Three of Cups, we're talking January, so we're no longer talking Christmas parties, get-togethers with friends. We'll have a look. We'll clarify the Seven of Swords. What is it you're defending yourself against? Okay, King of Pentacles. It's in reverse. So this can be somebody who is very focused on the finances, but it can also be like a father figure or a boss. Somebody who's, as you can see, he's taking up rather a lot of space on the card. He's got his legs wide apart, so he's being the alpha male here. Very focused on the pentacles. This could be, you may be defending yourself against somebody like your father or your boss. Now, if it's got to do with this very fast love coming in, perhaps you fall in love very quickly, and somebody like a father figure perhaps says, you know, this is far too fast, slow down a little bit. But anyway, we'll keep moving, because all of these kings can be quite rigid. They're very powerful people in their own right, but they can be rigid and inflexible because they're very focused on the one thing, and they've got where they are through a long and arduous process. So they're reluctant to give up any space once they've attained that level. And they're not always as compromising as you may be. You know, sometimes they're a bit unwilling to compromise. Let's have a look at the Hermit, please. Okay, Six of Swords in reverse. So the Six of Swords is an ending card as well. So, you know, you've got many cards here that you've come into the end of a situation, which is really good. This is after you've got the introspection sort of thing, you've got this Six of Swords. So moving on to better times. It's in reverse. So again, there could be a delay, or maybe you decide to just stay a little while longer for some reason. We'll have a look. We'll clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is free-flowing energy as well. So that's really nice. That's a nice thing. You know, there's none of this sort of obstruction energy where perhaps the wands have been planted into the ground. So that's a lovely, free-flowing energy is always nice to have on the table. Okay, the Fool again. Beautiful. Nobody's more free-flowing than the Fool. How wonderful. You've got that twice now. So here you are with both the Fools. And as you can see, they're happy, they're carefree, and they're on their way, which is wonderful. Absolutely showing you that in January, you're going to have some freedom by the looks of it. Or you're going to claim some freedom. Perhaps you're claiming some freedom. Maybe there's a little bit of opposition here to this sense of freedom that you want. And this love is beautiful. So you've got the Sun and love, even though the Sun's in reverse. That's very rarely got any negative connotations on it. So we won't worry about that. What about the Two of Wands, please? Can we have some clarification on the Two of Wands? Gazing out onto his globe of the world there, dreaming of distant places. Expansion. So it's a card of expansion. So that's a little bit constricted, perhaps. Again, this is a constricted card. That's perhaps constricted because upside down. So is that one. So there's probably a sense of constriction here at the early stages. But you've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. So that's soon going to end. So that's lovely. Because I don't like being hemmed. Don't hem me in. Don't fence me in is the old song. A very old song. But I'm not keen on being hemmed in either. So It's quite nice to have some sense of freedom coming. Okay, 8 of Cups. You may have some regrets when you move on, and you may feel that there's been some loss. And this is perhaps a card of loss, sadness. But you know, you can't always move, and you can't take everything with you when you move. As you see, the Fool is not taking things with him, okay? It's almost like I'm travelling, I'm going barefoot, I'm only carrying another t-shirt and a pair of undies, and that's it. And I'm off. So, you know, you can't take all this emotional baggage with you, okay? Look at it all, look at your loss, look at the things you're leaving behind. If they're people, situations, acknowledge it in your mind. Spend some time saying goodbye to it, and then move on. Because you can't take everything with you. Whenever you make a move, there are always some things you have to leave behind. But in this card too, he's active. He's got his. You take a look. He's got his little red shoes on. He's on the way. Keep your little red shoes on, Sagittarius. It's good because you can see this is actually very much a similar energy, because that's the 8 of Swords. I'll show you that. It's a very similar sort of energy. This one is stuck. This one's sort of stuck in the mind, and this one's stuck in your emotions. But both of them are similar sort of feeling, just feeling stuck. And feeling stuck can be very frustrating, particularly if you've been stuck for a little while. Okay, can we have a look at the 6 of Pentacles, please, for Sagittarius in reverse? This doesn't feel like so much a financial card, though you're talking here about your values and your home life situation, but the whole spread doesn't feel like it's actually to do with money or a job. Perhaps you're just re-evaluating things. Let's have a look. 6 of Pentacles. Okay, Queen of Wands in reverse. So, are you worried that you've been held back too long? Is that affecting your age? Can you feel the biological clock ticking? Has it stopped you from being the person you wanted to be? Have you been stuck, held back for a long time? If so, this is a beautiful energy. The Queen of Cups, she's fertile and creative. Even though she's in reverse, perhaps you haven't felt that way for quite some time, and you're probably about to slip into that. With the World, you've got all of these cards here in this row. This is the present, so January. All of these cards are in reverse. So perhaps you've had a sense of you couldn't get anywhere. You couldn't attain the things that the world was trying to offer you. Perhaps you couldn't go to the parties and hang out with friends like you'd like to. Perhaps you didn't even make the money you would have liked to have done. And perhaps you couldn't be the person you wanted to be. You know, you might have liked to have gone out and celebrated at night and met people and enjoyed yourself and been creative. Maybe you didn't have time for your hobbies. Maybe you didn't have enough time for your friends. That's sort of what this row is trying to show me, but you're moving. So that's good. And here you've got, this is just as these are concerns. Perhaps this person here, this is what I'm thinking too. Perhaps this person, this could be a father figure or a boss, is saying, well, that's all very well going off and travelling, but don't forget to think about your money, and don't forget to think about your house and what are you going to do in the future. I've got a feeling you don't really care, Sagittarius. You'll worry about that later, but it's been brought to your attention, so it's there, okay? Thinking about house and home and money and jobs, I don't know that you really care. I mean, you'd probably rather have the love, and you'd rather have the parties with your friends, and you'd rather go on a trip. I mean, here you were dreaming about trips and moving on. So we'll see how we go. Let's have a look at the 4 of Pentacles for Sagittarius, please. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. This is contracts, so perhaps you are thinking about a home. So I always call this the contract card. So signing some sort of contract. So that could be a bank manager as well. So if you are buying a home, this could very well be buying a home or selling a home. Perhaps you're selling your home to go on a trip. Either way, contracts, whenever there's contracts on the table, my advice to you is always make sure that this is going to be in your advantage, to your advantage. Read the fine print. Don't sign anything in a hurry. Again, there's the Hermit. The Hermit is, here's your card of going quietly, look within, make sure it's exactly what you want, because sometimes by the time you've signed the contract, it's way too late. So this is what the tarot is for. He's giving you advice before the fact to go within and make sure it's exactly what you want. So that could be either. This could be a bank manager lending you money for a home. It could also be selling a home, and you may be defending yourself here against that decision. If you're selling a home and you want adventure, there will be people that will probably criticise you for that. Let's clarify the Fool at the end, please. Clarify the last card at the end, the Fool. He's under the sun, so you've got sun, sun, sun. Sun's in reverse. Okay, Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the Four of Wands often talks about commitment and marriage. It also, because it's under the Hermit, I will point out can you see the half moons on top of the temple there, or the synagogue, or the, you know, what are all the different temples they've got in the Middle East. The half moon there is wisdom. Listen to your intuition. That's what I'm saying here. Listen to your intuition. This is marriage and home and family. It's interesting because we've got the happy family card here at the end. Joyful, happy families. If you've met somebody, it looks like it's coming in pretty fast. Maybe you're being counselled to slow it down. Maybe you're ready for commitment or ready very quickly, but maybe put it off for a little while. This sense of freedom looks like it's hard won to me, because having two Fools on the table at once, plus the World, the completion of a cycle, means that you've had this little bit of a struggle to get this far. If you rush in and get married, again, you'll be kind of stuck pretty quick, because marriage tends to bind you, especially if you get involved with buying a house. But the happy family card's there, so I'm assuming that's what you're looking for. It's interesting you're leaving something sad behind, but better times ahead. Even though that's in reverse, it's still a good card, and it definitely indicates, you know, a sense of you moving. So you can see the family is coming too in this card. It looks a bit dark, but I think that's because it's indicating that there's an ending. I might actually clarify that card if I can with another deck, just to have a little bit of a look, see if it's got any more information for us. Can we clarify the Hermit and the Six of Swords? Clarify the Hermit and the Six of Swords. Clarify the Hermit and the Six of Swords, please, for Sagittarius. Again, you can see in this card, they're wearing the red. The red shoes means action, taking action, okay? So whereas the Hermit is kind of still and static, like I said before, there are some static cards here. Static, these are kind of more dreaming things. This is taking action. So he's picked up the wand and he's pushing them forward, okay? Forcing a change, so to speak, but you're already going to get the change anyway, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So you may not need to force the change, it will come anyway, okay? Sometimes I felt that the Four of Wands was in reverse, was kind of a slow down sort of a card. But it's a number 4, so that's stability. You've got the number 4 here as well. So some thoughts about your stability, your future. But it looks to me like your heart really wants to move. So whether you follow your heart or whether you follow that advice from this person, I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look at this Six of Wands. Six of Wands. Who have we got? I'm not very familiar with this one. I'll show you the card and then I'll have a look. This is a deck I'm not used to dealing with very much. That's the Hermit again. I'll show you the two cards because sometimes it's good to look at the pictures, because the pictures are meant to evoke something, to kind of get a response from you. You see what you see when you look at the card. What's it telling you? To go quietly within. This one can even be, he's standing near the sea. Perhaps you're thinking about travel again. It's interesting that you got the Hermit twice on the same thing. So it's giving you, it's asking you to pause and think about what you're doing and what you're leaving behind. Okay, whatever decision you make will cost you something. Every decision costs you something. If you travel overseas, you might reduce your finances and reduce your chances of owning a home. It may also reduce your chances of starting a family. If you buy a home, it reduces your chance of travel. It doesn't always do that, but you know, when you choose one thing, you sometimes miss out on the other, or you reduce your chances of gaining the other one. I might actually, what I forgot to do, and we'll do it now, I'll hold the deck up for you. I always forget to look at the bottom of the deck. What have we got there? Oh, Three of Swords. Oh, wish I hadn't looked. That's the heartbreak card. So there's some sadness there at the end here and the overall energy, but again, I've got this sadness here too. So I don't actually feel that that's anything really bad. I think this is just a little bit of the things you're leaving behind, okay? Having a little bit of a... To me, it's the things you're leaving behind. Okay, it might cause you a little bit of sadness. There may be some loss. It's not giving me a clear indication of what that loss is, and I don't think I'll inquire. I think I'll leave it there because loss is loss. I think you can analyse that for yourself. You'll know what it is anyway. So there's some sense of loss. You will feel this loss. But like I said, when you've got a loss, you're better off acknowledging it, look at it, give it some time. If you need to cry about something, cry about something. But you've got new love on the table, so this is a lovely energy, particularly after all these sort of being stuck energies. So that's rather nice. I might just clarify one more card. I might clarify down here the Fool and the Four of Wands. I'm not quite sure how they quite relate to one another. The only thing I have noticed, and that's speaking to me today, and I'm looking at this card rather than this one, is they both have this sort of long scarf thing that's draped around them. But that's flowing. To me, it's a sense of flowing. This one's in reverse. For me, it's a flowing energy. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not getting anything from this card today. Sometimes I get different messages from that card. Let's have a look at that card and we'll clarify it. Okay, Four of Wands. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, you've got it twice. One's in reverse, one's upright. So it's the Four of Wands in both cases. So marriage, commitment, okay. One's in reverse and one's upright. So that's rather nice. Wow. Okay, well in that case it looks like you've got some romance coming in quickly. And you've got the happy families here, okay? If you meet someone and you decide to go with them and you leave behind other situations, you will have some regrets, but really you need to also look at what you want from life. And if family and marriage is what you want from life, the cards are here and they're saying that it's possible, okay? One's in reverse and one's up the right way, so but still I'm getting the sense that it's highly possible. And that, of course, would give you the start of a new journey. the fact that you've got the Wheel of Fortune on the table tells me that everything's going to change fairly soon. You have completed a cycle. It does look really nice, Sagittarius, for January. I hope this is actually what's coming your way. Again, as I say, if there's a contract of some sort to do with buying a house, selling a house, some sort of commitment, make sure you read the fine print. Don't get yourself trapped into something that you can't afford to pay back later. Okay, or that turns out to be disadvantageous to you later on. You've got the sun there on the spread, so that's a beautiful energy, and even though that's in reverse, I'm not thinking that it's a bad thing. I think it's just saying it's kind of shining a light on the fact that you are coming out of this stagnant situation, something that's held you back. I'm going to leave it there, Sagittarius. I think that looks pretty good. I'd be pretty happy with that reading. And don't worry about this Three of Swords. I think that's just part of this Eight of Cups. The regrets, the saying goodbyes, or the loss of somebody, perhaps. You know, you have to walk away from situations sometimes, and there's always loss. But, you know, you have to. We're meant to move forward. We're not meant to move backwards. Thank you very much for watching, Sagittarius. Bye for now.